Hi guys, so today I'll be reviewing the Diamond Press spinner or spinning pop-up die kit. Thank you so much Diamond Press for sending this. They did send it free of charge for my review, and all opinions are my own. And if there are any links in the description box, it will be to HSN, and any other information will be there in the description box, okay? So really quick before we get to this kit, because I think this is going to be a lot of fun, there are a couple different styles, or several different styles in this to make cards that spin, but they have like different themes, I suppose. Really quickly, I wanted to show you, remember the card I made yesterday, the shaker? With a little bird and everything. I thought that was so cute. I just came back and put some little pearls, just a little something else on top, and I think that really helped make it pop. And then I did another one really quickly because I had already cut it out, and just put the little bird inside the shaker. So there's just a couple different styles. With this one, I didn't cut the extra outer frame, that outer die. I just left it on a rectangular piece of paper that's just a little smaller than the standard A2 size card. I thought that was really sweet. And then I colored my bird kind of like a little, I guess a robin, what, cardinal, I don't know, a red bird. And he just came out really cute. So I just did a couple different styles there with that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I mean, this one worked up in like 5 minutes because, you know, a lot of times I have to sit and kind of talk about the different things. One other thing really quickly about that is that the little bird in here is from the Marquee June auto ship. And I had mentioned, you know, I was thinking about maybe cutting it out, and I thought, okay, the die worked with it, and I mentioned it does not, but I think people still left comments saying, maybe if you did this with it, it's just a different image. It's not even similar, okay? It's similar that it's the bird, but hopefully I can show you. This is the die cut, and this is the bird, and as you can see, this little birdie's facing forward. This one has his head turned, so it doesn't matter how you flip your die or the stamp, it's not going, they're just not the same. They're not the same. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that real quickly. I will do another video on that set because I didn't focus a lot on it. I just used that one design from it, but I will do another tutorial or something using the June auto ship, okay? So keep an eye out for that. So thank you guys. I just want to make it kind of clear there. So let's look at the kit. Let me take this away from over here so it's not so loud in your ear there. So this one with the spinner part, it is something that's going to be a mechanism that is controlled or created by a string. So it does come with some really nice thick kind of thread here. Of course, our instructions, which we'll look at in just a minute, but you know, maybe I should show you the idea sheet. That way you'll understand what I'm talking about. They are available now already on HSN, so you can have kind of an idea of what this does, but you can design the front of your card, and then of course the inside, and that little string holds your little spinner, so you're gonna have to twist it so when the person opens it, it just kind of untwists, right? So it spins, which is kind of what the mechanism does. So really cute. The little sun is adorable. We have the little butterflies, and then the gems, which is really calling my name, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe I want to do the little sun. I know right now HSN, they have a demo with the sun and the little gem, so we'll see. Or a little image of that. Not a demo, just an image, sorry. So again, these are the instructions. It has 4 steps. Number 4 says number 3 again, but that's obviously a typo. And that one is talking about the spinning icon. This is to make the pop-up insert, because it does have a few steps as far as that, right? To make the inner part of it, plus your little spinner. So we will follow the steps. I like to do that on reviews, even though maybe I would do something different. But I always like to stick to the steps, and then if you want to do something different, a little shortcut, or if you think something can be done differently, then you can do that. The stamps, really cute. I like the lettering. Oh, this would be fun lettering to do with like watercolor flowers. Of course, I would want to stamp them and put the little flowers all around. Super cute. Thank you. You're a gem. So this one, it has all the gems you rock. I like these little like corner decorations here. Okay, so we have all these different ones, and then I guess if you want to do a gem that's just full, it's there, the full color. Or is that still, no, maybe not. Let me see. No, it's just the outline. That's interesting. Huh, okay, and then this one has all the little clouds and your little sun, the butterfly, and hello and happy birthday, really tiny happy birthday sunshine, congrats on your ray of sunshine, so cute. And then of course the mechanisms here. So this part here makes your the inner part of your card, so you can attach your spinner to and all that good stuff. So that's all the basically the inside of the card. And then we have the spinner information. So let me grab some paper. So as we look at it, I just want to show you this die is one piece, but it'll cut this outer and it'll cut this inner part. So that's really cool. It has a double line here because, again, they made it so you can stamp it in one piece instead of stamping the outer, stamping the inner. You stamp it together, and then this die will cut it apart for you in one pass. So that's really cool. I do like that. It's very efficient. So again, let me grab some paper and we will get started. Okay guys, so I am standing up for this one. I did cut some pieces of paper that I'm going to be using for the pop-up insert, right? The inside of the card. This is way less than a whole piece of Centura Pearl. I just kind of like a light blue color, but I just cut the pieces kind of smallish. I mean, if you want to know the sizes of these things, so when you go to cut them, I mean, you can measure these at home, obviously, but they're just like 5 1/4 inch tall by like 3 inches wide. And then this other little piece here that we need, again, same, probably 5 1/4 inches tall, and it's about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches wide. So you don't need a ton of paper. You do need to cut 2 of each piece though. So we're gonna go ahead and get our pieces here. I think I'm gonna do the little sun like I had mentioned. So let me move some of these things to the side so I don't misplace anything. And I think I'm going to cut the little clouds with foam. I think that'll be fun. I don't know if I'm going to stamp them. I don't know. I was thinking I would just cut them out, but I might stamp them afterwards. We will see. But let me grab my marquee. And again, we're going to cut out... Oh, where's my... You know, I like to use the same folder. I grabbed a nice, clean new one. Okay. And the kits pretty much always, you know, have their little folder there. So let me see here. I'm going to use this guy. So we're going to cut out 2 of these. And then I'm going to cut out 2 of the other. So we're just going to pop it on here. So I got one here. The score lines are really nice and clear. I can see them very nice there. And I'm going to cut out 1 more, and then we're going to cut out, again, 2 of this one. Hopefully I cut my paper. I kind of eyeballed it. I was like, oh, this should be good. I had a scrap piece of paper, and I just cut it in half. I figured it would work, so it did. So again, we'll cut out 2 of each of these pieces, and then I will be right back. And again, it has a nice score line there that I can see very visibly, and so it'll be easy to fold. I will be right back once I have 2 of each piece. Okay. So this is the part where I tell you I get these things. I have not seen a demo on this. I do not know what the exact instructions are other than reading them here, so how I interpret that. So I just want you guys to know, just in case I'm like, okay, no, well, you know. So it is telling you if you have pattern paper, you want to make sure that it's going in the right direction. So it says set 1 should be facing like your pattern. If it has top and bottom, it should be the way you would look at it. And set 2 should be pattern paper in the other direction, is what it says. But we're going to talk about these in set 1 and set 2. Let's just say that, because they have set 1, set 2, right? Which is basically your left and your right side, or however. So let's look at this. So it says to fold all the score lines as shown. And this one, on these guys, you're going to fold them up, because basically, if you really think about it, this is going to glue to this one. So it needs to be facing up. Let me show you the card. Right? Does that make sense? Like this. So it needs to come up into this area. So that makes sense. And then this guy should be folded back, because we're going to use that to help us hold down our little string and all that. And same thing with this guys. I know it says fold down, but to me that's fold back. Okay, so we're just folding it back this way. And the opposite set, same thing. We're going to fold this little part up that touches those little, this other little portion here. Okay, and this is going to go in here, correct? And then these guys fold back. So hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So it's like this, and these are going to touch in the center. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. I think that was probably pretty clear. All right, so to put each set together, you're going to glue this first. And I'm going to use tacky glue, and I have it in this little precision bottle, but you can use whatever you like. I just think tacky glue would work the best because of the squishiness of it. Like, it holds on really quick, and I kind of want this to go quickly. And you know what? This thing, I need to pull this off. I'll be right back. Off the top of my pin, I had to use a little plier to help me get that off. And now I have to find another pin to put in there. Okay, so again, this is the way that it's coming up. If you want to give it a nice bone fold with a bone folder, that would be great. I'm just going to fold this here. And I'm putting glue pretty close to the edges. And then this guy, bring him over and just nestle him in there. You can fold this flat. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm kind of keeping it up, but I just want to make sure I have it nice. So I'm going to hold this. Make sure it still wants to fold correctly and all that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. Just put the glue and put my little piece. Now I was kind of debating when I want to stamp. Do I want to stamp now? Or even when it's in the card, you can fold your, you know what I'm saying? You can open the card completely out so you can stamp then. I think I'm going to stamp after I do everything, because I'm going to be manipulating this and I don't want it to smear just in case it smears. So I'd rather just do this and then we'll move on. All right, I'll be right back once this is dry. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. So I'm going to put set 2 to the side. Set 2 has a little tab at the bottom. Set 1 has a little tab at the top. All right, and we're going to take some of the twine. And you can use whatever, you know, twine you have. It doesn't have to be this one. This is just some white thread that came with it, but, you know, something colorful, or that would be nice. I'm just going to cut a piece down. Some extra, of course, because you want something to help you hold it down. And it says to go ahead and turn it over to the back side, but however you need this to work is fine. Actually, sorry. It says insert twine through front side of hole. So basically we're going to put it in here, right? And now we're going to turn this over. And make sure, again, that you have enough twine down at the bottom that you can use it for the next side, right? So right here, it just is to put a piece of tape, and that's just to hold it for a moment because basically you're going to put glue anyway, but you don't want to fuss with this. So I'm just going to take a piece of tape. Okay. And then it says to go ahead and fold down this top tab and adhere it. And again, I'm still using my tacky glue, but a quick drying glue or just your regular adhesive would be good, like a tape runner. Okay, let me hold on to that still for a minute while I turn this over. So once we have that glued down, we're going to glue this little tab down. So that's double secure there. So I'm going to hold this down for a while, and then we're going to put this over, and that's going to help us also keep that piece down. All right, I'll be right back once this is dry. Okay, let me put this aside. I'm almost messed up. So I was just holding down this guy right here, right, on the tape. So now it says that you're going to adhere set 1 to set 2, basically with this tab, and you see the string is here. So this is going to connect here. Okay, the only thing is I'm not sure is if the string needs to be in front or behind, but it looks like it's just in front, so that's fine. I'm just going to put it here. I mean, so we're going to put a little glue here. And we're going to stick this guy right on here. And I'm kind of bringing the string towards the center just because I want it to come out of the center, but I'm sure it's fine wherever it lands. And so I'm going to hold this down until it's nice and dry. And I'll be right back. That's pretty dry. Let me move this stuff to the side because I want you to be able to see this a little bit better. Okay, so we have our string here. It's coming down from the bottom, from the top. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it through this little hole right from the front. Whoopsie. There we go. And we want the string, it doesn't have to be super tight, but just nice. So I'm going to turn it over for a second because obviously on the back side is where we're going to work. But just make sure your string is nice and straight. I don't think it has to be super tight, but tight enough, just nice and straight. I'm gonna use less tape. That was a big piece. Ugh, this tape is too big, hold on. Okay, again, I'm kind of looking at this and nice and straight. Stick that down, and again, we're gonna glue this tab down, okay? So just like we did on this side, but it's gonna be on this opposite side. So at this point, I'm gonna hold them so that they're both, I'm gonna hold that one, and then this little tab needs to stick to this side, just like we did before on this top side. So just there. I'm just gonna look at the string, see where it's coming from. All right. I'm gonna continue holding this down until it's dry, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I think that's good. So I'm gonna turn this back over, and it says just in step 7, just to test finish pop-up by folding it closed. I'm just gonna, again, you can give it a good bone folding. I think we're good. That looks about right. So open, finish, pop-up, insert, and adhere into A2 card with double-sided tape or glue. It says, note, to center the pop-up insert, align the twine along the center fold of the card. Be sure to test the pop-up insert again after it is adhered in place by opening and closing your card. So I have my card base here. This is just your standard A2 size card, 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. My paper's a little bit off, but that's okay. I'm gonna turn it this way. Maybe I should cut that little extra off. I'm gonna bring my guillotine over, and I'm gonna cut that little bit extra off. This came from a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and so obviously something happened when I was cutting it there. All right. And this is just blue, like Recollections paper. And again, we're gonna bring this guy back in here. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be way out here. So I want to see something. It says to go ahead and align the string with the center of your card. So basically, you see that score line, I'm looking at my string, and I wanna put this right in here. All right, the only other thing is I wanted to put an extra piece of paper in the middle here with a little different pattern, and I cut it down already. Hopefully I did okay. Ooh, that's just by the hair on my chin. All right, I made that number up. I was like, okay, it has to be just as tall as the insert, but maybe 3.5 inches wide. So it's 3.5 inches wide, and so that means I'm gonna score it at, so for 3.5, 1.5 plus another 1/4, at 1 3/4. And this is just a little extra. This is some Cartabella paper that I have because I think it's cute, and I'm going to put that in here. So I am adding a little something, maybe, you know, if you want to, you don't have to do this. And hopefully it works out. So let me put some tape on the back of this, get this really taped down. And I'm just folding it in half. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna bring this over here. And just really get that in there. And again, if you wanted to, what's the word? Ink this up or do whatever you're gonna do with that, go ahead and do that, of course. And now I'm gonna bring this guy back. And as you can see, it makes it tight because of that piece of paper, but I'm not going to get too scared of that. And it says to make sure it works by folding your card. I think we are good. So what I'm gonna do is hold down that piece, bring this piece back, and I'm going to apply a wet glue, only because wet glue keeps up after a long time better than possibly a dry tape runner, unless it's a really, really heavy duty, which Crafter's Companion says there are, but I rather use a wet glue. So that's just me. I'm holding it down, as you guys can see. I'm gonna hold this piece until I think it's dry, and then I'm gonna be right back. I'll flip it over and we'll do the other side. Okay, it's pretty much holding on because when I let it go, it just pops up like this. And again, I'm going to do this other side. Let me straighten this just a little bit. Holding that down. I haven't made a card like this in a while. Have I ever? I think I have, but not with this little spinner. So I'm gonna hold this down and I'll be right back, and we're gonna make our little spinner, whatever it is that you want to do. Of course I'm gonna do the sun because that's kind of what I based this on, but I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna let that go. I was planning the next part. How cute, right? We have it. All right. So that is our base. So I'm gonna move on to working on with the little sun, which is kind of cute because that's kind of what they are showing here anyhow. So I was looking at it, I'm like, well, why do you have a separate circle? Because it looks like they're the same size. Like this circle looks to be the same size as this inner circle, and it is, but like here they have an example of a darker orange and a lighter orange or kind of yellow in the middle. So if you want two different colors, you know, you can just cut the little circle out. And then the little face, I was like, oh, where's the face? I was thinking there was a problem here. I'm like, oh no, because there's a circle here, there's a circle here. And then I realized I'm looking for, it's right here, the little face. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and stamp this, and I'm gonna get the little face in just a second, I don't wanna lose it. And let me get some ink. So I'm just gonna use some quick dry jet black. That fits just barely there. And then I want to do the little face and then a little sentiment. So when it spins, on one side it has the face and one side has the sentiment. So I just have some orange Recollections paper here. And I believe we need 2 of these. So I'm going to stamp 2 because you need one for either side, right? 1, 2. Very nice. And then our little face, and you know, you can stamp it. It doesn't have to be black. Like the little face, if it's stamped in orange, I think that'd be really cute too, like a darker orange. But I'm just gonna stick with what I have sitting here. So tiny. Where are my tiny blocks? I'm just gonna use this one, but I have little tiny 1-inch blocks that would work real well. Oh, he's so cute. You know what? I'm gonna do that again because one of his little eyes looks funny. That's better. And then happy birthday, sunshine. Aw, let's do that one. So cute, so delicate. Oh my gosh, love it. Okay, I'm gonna put this to the side here. And I'm just gonna run these guys through. Let's cover this before I have a little accident here. And I'm just gonna take my sun and I'm going to eyeball this. Basically where we have a little pin, little arrow, obviously we're gonna line that up. And I think that's good. I'm kind of getting it so just the tips of the arrows are, the triangles are there. I'm going to run this through, and the same thing with the little circles. I'm just going to line them up over these areas and cut them out, and I'll be right back. Of course, I just have to show you how quickly this came out, and it just, when I went to get it, it was already falling out. I'm like, these are so good. Look at that. You can use that for something else, you know, or however you want to do your design. But, so cute. Okay, same thing with these guys, like I said. I'm just going to get my circle and just kind of eyeball that. Put a little piece of tape, cut it out. Same thing with the little face, and I will be right back. Okay, so a couple things. So obviously you see there's that little ring and this popped out. If you want the middle of your little face to have a ring, maybe I should have stamped it, then done the cut, and then did the face, but I didn't realize that this was on here, so I'm going to do it afterwards, but do it in whatever order makes sense for you. I'm just going to ink this up, and I'm going to look through this and try to center that. It's always hard for me to do, especially with the camera overhead, because I can't get my head in there. Cute. Okay. Alright guys, so here's to finish up this inner part. So what they say to do here, and since I put that extra piece in here, that's why it's hard for me to lay this flat. Otherwise it would just lay flat, right? But since this piece is in here, kind of, that always happens whenever you try to layer up papers that go in the crack in the center there, it just does that. So I can bring it down a little bit, but not completely. So that's just something I'm gonna have to work on myself. What the instructions here say is to apply a strip of glue along the back side of one set of the spinning icons, stick it to the twine, so hopefully you can kind of see, and then we're going to top that with the other piece, other pieces, should I say. So I'm just going to go from, let's say here, taking one of the pointy sides and then the opposite pointy side, And I'm gonna have that ready to go, and then I'm going to do the same thing with one of these guys. And honestly, for this part, I think what I'm gonna have to do is go ahead and just stick it together. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't lay mine flat. So I'm gonna hold this here for just a little bit, just to see if I can keep it there. It might want to fall off, but there we go. Not bad, it's already wanting to spin. What I'm gonna do is take both of these guys. But I do want to see where this is going. This part's a little bit tricky. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do like I said. I'm just gonna do it half and half. Looking at the face to make sure he's up and down. And I'm sure once I get the hang of this stuff, I will do a better, quicker job of it. We had to read and understand what we were looking at, right? So there, that's kind of straight up and down. Hopefully you can kind of see that. And his little face is also straight as I can make it, I think. So that's what I'm gonna do for that. And for this one, same thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the glue now. There's that little guy. So cute. And then I'm gonna bring this one and put it right on top. And bring this one down just a little bit. Try and get that center. And this is why I'm using a white glue too, so I can kind of mess with it. Adorable. Okay, I'm gonna hold this down until it dries and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so let's check this out. Let's see how our handiwork did, okay? So you can see it's already doing its own thing. It's a little axis. That is so cute. I like having the two pieces. But I'm gonna take this, and what you're supposed to do is twist, 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 twist. I'm trying to twist it all together. Keep twisting in one direction as much as you can load it up. Keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting, and then close your card. So when the person who receives it, when they get it out of their envelope, or you know, they just open it up and they're like, oh, how adorable. And then their, you know, brain explodes. So really cute. It took some work. Obviously, we had to put some work in, so it was something like this, but that is really cute. So what I'm gonna do now is pretty much decorate it. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and cut out from some white craft foam, just for funsies. What I think is really cute is that every cloud has a stamp that coordinates back with it. So if you wanted to do, obviously, stamp it and then cut it out. I am going to cut them out with the foam, and then if I decide to stamp, I'm going to stamp it, because I don't want the stamp, let's say, I'm going to use Stays On, but let's say it still smears. I don't want it to smear when I go to cut it. So I'm just going to cut out a few of our clouds with this here. Oopsie. And I'm going to use one of my older folders, because why not? And then there's just small things, so I don't want to warp my other folder just for this. So this one's kind of interesting. That's why I'm like, I might still have to stamp it, because see, this one looks like kind of odd if it wasn't stamped. But the rest of them already have a nice little cloud shape to them, so I don't mind that. And what I'm going to do is just put these on here. And I'm going to hold it with my hand so they don't move, but if you're afraid, I would put some tape. You don't want these to overlap, of course, the dies, but I'm just going to hold on to them like this and get it going. And I'm just going to cut out several. And I'll put them here and there on the card, so we will see, but look at that. So cute. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I don't know that I'm going to stamp my little clouds. I did try some Stays On just in the corners to see, and I don't know that I like the look. It's okay, but it's just kind of fuzzy. I don't know. I think we'll just leave it alone for now. Maybe next time, but this time I'll leave it alone. So I am going to use Stays On for this Centura Pearl, because it's Centura Pearl and it's always kind of problematic with different inks. But as we know, we can use wet markers on it. So if you have a wet marker, of course, what I mean is like water-based markers, it'll work. I'm going to take this cube, and this is exactly the size, and hopefully I'm just going to eyeball this and this is going to work out. I have my jet black Stays On here, and I'm going to ink all the corners with this cute little design here. want to make sure I have it all inked up. And I'm going to eyeball this completely, so I'm going to do this one corner. Again, you could have done this before we did all the decorations, but there it is. So I'm going to do the same thing on all 4 corners. I have to just keep turning it for what you want, and I will be right back. So cute, guys. Again, I stamped it afterwards. I didn't want to smear this with the Centura Pearl, but you can definitely stamp before you close it up. That just adds the cutest little touch here. Okay, last thing for the inside of the card is to put in some little clouds again. Oh, I hope my hands don't get these clouds dirty. That'd be kind of cute if we distressed them a little bit with like blue or something. I'm just going to stick these here and there so that they don't obstruct anything. Let me see this. You know, here, if it's paper, obviously you can fold it along with the paper, right? You can give it a crease, but with the foam, it's not going to fold as easily, so I'm just going to stick these here and there. Let me think about this, how I want to do this. Oh, that's a cutie. Maybe I'll put this guy here. Again, out of the way of the mechanism, right? So I'm gonna stick that one there. I'll hold it down a little bit. I'm just kind of showing you what I'm thinking about doing, and then maybe this one down here. If this was paper, you can definitely put it into the crack and just make sure you fold it. And then I'm gonna stick some in the back. Just quickly how I'm getting these guys in the inside just in case, because I don't want you to feel like it's tricky. I'm just putting the glue on the back there, and I should use that big long tweezer I just got at Daiso. You guys remember that? But I'm just gonna use my hands here, and I'm just going to put it down in here. And I'm putting them all kind of straight. I don't know why, but I guess you could do some fun angles with them. But there. And I'll let this all dry. Okay, and just to be extra, because we're already here, why not? I am going to make the front a shaker. So I have a piece of acetate here and a piece of cardstock here that are 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to decorate this up before we do anything else. So I'm just going to put this here. Paper looks a little bit crooked. Hold on. That looks a little bit off on that one side. Let me try to get a little bit of that edge off. I don't know if that's any better, but there we go. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so again, we're going to take our little edger here, and I think I'm going to put one at the top here and one at the bottom. And be very careful when you over ink your block, just in case, because if you move it at all, you're going to end up with ink where you don't want it. I'm trying to put this right at the corner here. This is such a cute little stamp. I'll remove that. And then what I'm going to do is, so cute, is take our sun, and I'm going to cut it out right there. And then I'm also going to cut out a stamp on that same orange paper and cut out another little sun, okay? So when I come back, it's just like we did earlier. I'll have a stamped and cut out sun, but I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so I have my little guy cut out. This little dude with his little aperture there, and my husband just woke up. He walked by. He said, "That's cute." I go, "Oh, thank you." Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna take the happy birthday and stamp that too in black. If I had another color that I knew would work on here, I only have black stays on. So I'm just gonna use that because of the paper that I chose. But of course, you could use whatever you have there. And I think I just used quick dry, didn't I, though? I feel like when I did the little shapes on the sides, I might have used quick dry, and it worked, so. Getting that stays on. And I'm completely eyeballing this. Of course, you could be a little more exact. So cute. All right. Now, let's put this together. We're basically there. I just had my acetate sheet. Where did I put it? Of course, it's impossible to find because the thing is invisible. Here we go. It's underneath here. Ooh, that's not good. There we go. All right. Yeah, I'll just use a wet glue. I was going to use my tape runner, but it's okay. So I'm just going to go through here and get my acetate right on top of that. Turn that over, let that squish down. Not too much, as you can see it moved. All right, and then this little guy, I'm just gonna put glue all around his little edges. And when I come back, I'm gonna have put foam tape all along the back of this. And I'm just gonna put my little guy, kind of pop him back in there. See, fits perfect. So cute. So it's just a small little shaker. And then I'm gonna turn this over and get some foam tape down. But what I'm gonna do also is trap the foam tape just in this area so I don't have to use a ton of my glue. And you can cut them at every juncture, but I usually do with this tape is I just turn the corner. But since this is still very wet, I don't want to, I usually kind of just go like this, whoop, and go around this side. Hopefully that makes sense. What I was trying to say is I don't want to mess with it too much because this glue is still wet. So I'll be right back. I'll have tape. And of course, with a shaker, you always put tape. Don't leave any gaps because then the glitter or whatever you put in there will come out. So make sure it's nice and tight right to the edges. Okay, that was really quick because my camera didn't even fall asleep. Usually falls asleep after about a minute and a half or so. So not bad. I already took all the little sticky, the backings off so I don't have to fight with it here with you all in front of the camera. And I just need some sequins. I'm gonna use this blue just so it pops. Oh, if I had orange, that'd be really cute. Oh, or maybe gold. You know what, let's do gold. If I had gold paper for the sun that I knew I could stamp on that it would stay, I would have used gold paper. But I don't know. Not even my Anna Griffin paper is very forgiving with stamping. So I'm just going to put this here. This is going to be a little tough one because our card wants to pop open. But I'm going to hold it with my fingers in the back. Hopefully you can kind of see that my pinkies are kind of holding it. Just making sure everything's kind of up here so I can get everything. And I'm eyeballing this as I'm getting closer and closer, and hopefully it's not too crooked, but I think I'd be forgiven if it is. There we go. Oh my gosh. So cute. We have our little shaker on the outside, and then of course our spinner on the inside. And I was debating putting clouds on this outside part, but then I thought, well, it's a birthday card. You're like, hey, I don't know, did the clouds make it look like, I don't know. It's okay. I think that's cute. That's good enough there. And then when the person opens it, they have their little spinner. So cute. So it did take quite a few steps. We got through it. It was not too bad. I think next time I won't have to look at the instructions because it's pretty, when you look at it, obviously it makes sense, right? But I just wanted to make sure I was following the steps exactly. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Diamond Press, for sending these items from my review. I hope you are all doing well. And yeah, the links will be there in the description box. And I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.